Let me ask you something that might make you uncomfortable. How much money did you make last year? Was it 60,000? 80,000? Maybe even over 100,000? And yet, at the end of the month, after rent, after bills, after that emergency expense you did not see coming, how much was left? Nothing, or close to nothing. This is the most painful place to be. You are making more money than your parents ever did. You are working harder than most people you know. You got the degree, you got the job, you got the promotion. But somehow, you are still living paycheck to paycheck. You are still stressed about money. You are still one car repair away from disaster. You are middle class in income, but your habits are keeping you trapped. And the worst part is, you do not even see which habits are doing the damage. I am not here to tell you to stop buying coffee. That is what poor people advice sounds like. I am here to tell you about 5 specific habits that rich people avoid and middle class people repeat every single day. These habits have nothing to do with how hard you work. They have everything to do with how you think about money, time, and risk. And the scary thing is, you probably think these habits are helping you, but they are the very reason you are stuck. Let me start with a story. A few years ago, I was talking to a friend. He makes $150,000 a year. Great job, nice apartment, new car, but he told me something that shocked me. He said he had less than $2,000 in savings. He said if he lost his job, he would be in trouble within 3 weeks. I asked him where all his money was going. He could not really answer, he just knew it was gone and he was not alone. Most people making 6 figures are living exactly like this. High income, high expenses, zero progress. The first habit is the most dangerous one because it looks responsible, it looks smart. It looks like something a good adult would do, but it is quietly killing your ability to ever get ahead. Here it is. You pay all your bills on time. Every single one. You never miss a payment. You have never been late. You think this makes you financially responsible. And you are right. But here is what nobody tells you. Being too good at paying bills keeps you middle class forever. When you pay every bill immediately, you are always reacting. You are always putting out fires. Your money leaves your account the moment it arrives. You never get a chance to make that money work for you. Rich people do not pay bills early. They delay. Not because they cannot pay. Because they understand that cash in hand is power. They use the float. They let their money sit in their account longer, earn interest, or get deployed into something that grows. Meanwhile, you feel good about paying early, but that good feeling is costing you thousands of dollars a year. Let me give you a real example. Someone I know makes $120,000 a year. He pays his rent 2 weeks early. He pays his credit card bill the moment he uses it. He even prepays utilities. He thinks this is discipline. But here's what is really happening. His money sits in someone else's account instead of his own. He loses about $3,000 a year in potential interest and investment returns. $3,000. That is a vacation. That is a new laptop. That is 3 months of groceries. Gone because he wanted to feel responsible. What should you do instead? Stop paying early. Put every bill on autopay for the due date. Not before. On the due date. Keep your money in your account for as long as possible. Put that money in a high-yield savings account or a money market fund. Let it earn while you wait. This is not about being late. This is about being smart. Rich people understand that cash flow is more important than cash. And cash flow means timing. The second habit is even sneakier. You think saving money is the key to wealth. Your parents told you to save. Your teachers told you to save. Every financial guru on YouTube tells you to save. And saving is not bad. But saving alone will never make you rich. Here's the truth that took me years to understand. Saving is what poor and middle-class people do. Investing is what wealthy people do. The difference is not just vocabulary, it is a completely different mindset. When you save, you are protecting money. When you invest, you are making money work. The savings account gives you 1% if you are lucky. Inflation eats 3%. You are actually losing purchasing power every single year. But an investment, even a safe one, can give you 8 to 10% over 10 years. That difference is life-changing. The middle-class habit is to save what is left after spending. The wealthy habit is to invest first, then live on what is left. And that one shift changes everything. Let me show you the math. 2 people save $500 a month for 30 years. Person A puts it in a savings account at 1% interest. Person B puts it in a basic index fund averaging 8%. After 30 years, Person A has $208,000. Person B has $745,000. Same effort, same monthly amount, but a $500,000 difference just from choosing investing over saving. That is not luck. That is understanding how money works. I know what you are thinking. You are thinking investing is risky. You are thinking you do not know enough. You are thinking you will start next year. That is the middle-class mindset talking. The wealthy start before they are ready. They learn by doing. They understand that the biggest risk is not investing at all. Because inflation is guaranteed. Your money losing value every single year is guaranteed. The only way to beat that is to invest, not gamble. Invest. There is a difference. The third habit is about time. And this one hurts because it feels productive. You're always busy. You answer emails at midnight. You work through lunch. You take calls on weekends. You think this is dedication. You think this is how you get ahead. But here's the hard truth. Being busy is not the same as being effective. The middle-class mistake is confusing activity with progress. Rich people protect their time like their life depends on it. They say no to almost everything. They focus on the 20% of activities that produce 80% of their results. They do not answer emails at midnight. They do not work through lunch. They rest. They think. They plan. And because they are not exhausted, they make better decisions. You are trading your time for money. They are trading their thinking for money. And thinking will always pay more than grinding. I learned this the hard way a few years ago. I was working 12-hour days. 6 days a week. I was exhausted but proud. I thought no one could outwork me. I thought my effort would eventually pay off. Then I met someone who worked 4 hours a day but made 10 times what I made. He was not smarter than me. He was not luckier than me. He just spent his time on high-value activities instead of filling his day with noise. He said no to 90% of requests. He protected his focus like a guard dog, and his bank account showed it. Let me give you a practical example. Every morning, most people check their email first thing. They respond to whatever came in overnight. They spend the first hour of their day reacting to other people's priorities. That is the middle-class way. The wealthy way is different. The wealthy spend the first hour of their day on their most important task, the thing that moves their business or their career forward. They do not check email until that task is done, because they know that other people's emergencies are not their emergencies. Think about your own day. How many hours do you spend on things that do not actually move you forward? Meetings that could have been emails. Tasks that someone else could have done. Scrolling, organizing, planning, but never doing. The middle class is addicted to being busy. It feels good to say, I worked 12 hours today. But what did you actually accomplish? What changed? What got built? If the answer is nothing, you are not working, you are just moving. The fourth habit is about fear. You are afraid of losing what you have. And that fear makes you play small. You stay in a job you hate because the paycheck is steady. You do not start that business because it might fail. You do not ask for a raise because they might say no. You do not invest because the market might drop. You are so afraid of losing that you never give yourself a chance to win. And here is the irony. By playing not to lose, you are losing anyway. Just slowly, comfortably, in a way that does not feel like losing until one day you look back and realize you never really lived. Fear of loss is twice as powerful as the desire for gain. That is not my opinion. That is behavioral economics. It is called loss aversion. It means the pain of losing $100 feels twice as bad as the joy of gaining $100. Your brain is wired to avoid loss at all costs. And that wiring kept humans alive for thousands of years. But in the modern world, that same wiring keeps you stuck in the middle class. Because every opportunity involves risk. Every promotion requires asking. Every business requires investing. And your brain says stay safe, stay small, stay where you are. But here's what safe looks like after 20 years. Safe looks like a job you tolerated. Safe looks like weekends you wasted worrying. Safe looks like a retirement account that barely covers your expenses. Safe looks like wondering what if. The wealthy understand that the biggest risk is taking no risk at all. They are not reckless. They are calculated. They do their research, they start small, but they are willing to lose, because they know that every loss teaches something and every win builds something. I am not telling you to quit your job tomorrow. I am not telling you to put your life savings into crypto. That would be stupid. I am telling you to take one small risk this week. Ask for that raise. Start that side hustle. Invest $100 in something you believe in. Buy a book about a skill you want to learn. Just one small step outside your comfort zone. Because courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And every small win will give you the confidence to take a bigger risk next time. The fifth habit is the one that will surprise you the most. You hang around people who think exactly like you. Your friends are also middle class. Your family is also middle class. Your co-workers are also middle class. And everyone around you agrees that money is hard to make, hard to keep, and that rich people are either lucky or dishonest. This is not a conspiracy, this is just the water you swim in, and you do not even know you are wet. Your income is the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That is not a motivational quote. That is statistical reality. It has been studied and proven. If everyone around you complains about money, you will complain about money. If everyone around you stays at safe jobs, you will stay at a safe job. If everyone around you thinks investing is gambling, you will never invest. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your environment. Let me give you an example. Think about your 5 closest friends. What do they talk about? Do they talk about growing their income, building assets, learning new skills? Or do they talk about reality TV, gossip, and how expansive everything is? Do they take risks? Do they invest? Do they read books about money? Do they start businesses? Or do they come home from work, watch Netflix, and do it all again tomorrow? The people around you are not just company, they are programming. and you are being programmed every single day. I experienced this myself. A few years ago, I was hanging out with a group of friends who all made similar money to me. We all complained about the same things. Rent was too high, bosses were annoying, the economy was bad, and then I met someone who was doing well, really well. He invited me to a different kind of gathering. The people there talked differently. They talked about cash flow, about systems, about leverage. They asked me what I was working on, not what I was watching. It was uncomfortable at first. I felt out of place, but that discomfort was growth trying to happen. Here is the hard truth. You cannot become wealthy in a room full of people who are comfortable being middle class. They will pull you back down every time, not because they are bad people, because they love you and they want you to stay where they can reach you. Your success makes them feel like failures. Not intentionally, but it happens. And they will unconsciously try to bring you back to their level. They will call you lucky, they will say you changed, they will warn you about the risks, and if you're not careful, you will listen. I am not telling you to abandon your old friends. I am telling you to add new ones. Join a mastermind group, find a mentor, go to events where people are thinking bigger than you, listen to podcasts from people who are where you want to be, read books written by millionaires. You do not have to cut anyone off. You just have to surround yourself with voices that pull you up instead of holding you down. So let me summarize the 5 habits one more time. Habit 1, paying bills early. Habit 2, saving instead of investing. Habit 3, confusing busy with effective. Habit 4, playing small because of fear. Habit 5, surrounding yourself with people who think like you. These are not small mistakes. These are the walls of a prison you did not even know you were building. The good news is you can break out. You can change any one of these habits starting today. Change 1 and your life gets better. Change 3 and your life transforms. Change all 5 and nothing can stop you. But you have to start. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Here is what I want you to do right now. Open the comments. Write down 1 habit you are going to change this week. Just 1. Be specific. Do not say I will save more. Say I will open an investment account by Friday. Say I will ask my boss for a raise on Monday. Say I will stop paying my credit card bill 2 weeks early. Write it down. Make it real. Because the act of writing something down makes it 60% more likely to happen. And here is my promise to you. If you write that comment, I will personally reply to the first 100 comments. I will ask you how it went. I will hold you accountable. Because I know that changing these habits changed my life. And I want the same for you. 1 habit, 1 week. Write it now.